Awesome, awesome. We're live. Happy days.
Was tormenting a few neighbours, full of knickknacks and stuff like that. Knickknacks where you knock on the door and you run away and stuff like that. And then that was kind of my early childhood. I was a bit of a, how would you say, a bit of a wild child. I still am a wild kid at heart. And then growing up in the teenage years,
Your laptop playing in the background,
lads and girls who were, we all kind of hung around in fields and, obviously.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, joining us. It's happening right here, right on the African Portal Radio. But let me welcome everyone. Let's go to our intro first. Thanks to everyone joining us. It's going to be a lovely time on this broadcast. This hour is going to be a beautiful time. You are listening to me live from Pretoria, South Africa. No matter where you are, no matter where you are listening, no matter the platform you are joining us from, we welcome every one of you onto the African Portal Radio TV International. It's going to be a lovely and a on this broadcast this hour as we'll be dishing out some important information about my guests in the studio, and we're going to be having conversation around things that is going to bring progress to the world and progress to individuals that will be listening to this program. This is the Portal Radio TV International. For those of you that you are connecting with this broadcast, we really appreciate it. Keep joining it, keep sharing it, keep talking about it. It's going to be a lovely time on this program. Let me welcome the guest in the studio, one of the great African, one of the great American, great citizen, one of the great Islanders, one of the great global citizen. No matter what you want to qualify him with, is welcome. Welcome to the African Portal Radio TV. He's a professional, he's an engineer, also is a motivational speaker. As well is the owner of one of the leading organization company doing very well, and we're going to put him on the spotlight. We're going to have a lot of conversation around it and his achievements so far. The program today is going to concentrate on his achievements of epic art, coaching and motivational speaker. Is with me on the African Portal. It's no other person. Davidson is with me on the African Portal Radio. How are you today, Colin? How's everything going with you?
I'm doing very well, Joshua. Thank you so much for having me on the African Portal. What an absolute honor. I've seen some of the people that have been on this show, and you know what? I'm blessed to be a part of it. I'm blessed to be a part of, this movement that's happening, this global movement that's happening. So thank you so much for having me on this show. I really do appreciate it. And what a great intro. I'm very humble. Thank you.
It's my great pleasure to have you in the studio. I'm so delighted and I'm so happy to have you on the African Portal Radio TV, the global voice and the radio station for everyone, where everyone is important, where everyone is equal, where we discuss things that have to do with life, and where we encourage people to do that. We encourage people to discover themselves. One of the things that we need in this generation is information. We are living in the world of information. That is key, that we engage people like you, that you have been, you are a professional and you understand what is in challenges and you understand what it is to be a professional. As a motivational speaker, I will be engaging you on different things. As a matter of fact, this show is going to cut across. We get to a level of this show where we will put you on the hot seat. We'll be throwing some art question to you, like a kind of art talk about your profession, your experience, about things that is important to the global village, the global society. But before that, let me use time to greet everyone that is joining us all over. Firstly, in South Africa, we salute everyone in South Africa, and we say Dumela, Ashe, Moloi, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi to everyone in the northern part of Africa. rest part of the world, and to everyone in French-speaking country, bonjour to everyone in East Africa, Abarisa, to everyone in East Africa, to everyone in Southern and other part of the world. We say hello to everyone listening to this broadcast. Welcome to the African Portal Radio TV International. Colin, let me take this time to take you through the brief introduction of yourself to my listeners, who you are, where you are, and the position you hold in the society.
Wow. What a great question. The position I hold in society, it's a great one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that intro as well. But a little bit about me. So I'm Irish. So big shout out to all the people in Ireland that are watching this. Big shout out to all the people that, are watching this live from every country around the world. I really do appreciate you taking your time and your energy to be here as well. I see we've got Amos in the house. Nice and lovely. What a nice and lovely comment. Thank you so much. I'm actually coming to you here live from Taiwan. So by trade, I'm an engineer. I work as an engineer and I'm fixing some multi-billion-dollar or multi-million-dollar machines. And, they're at the forefront of technology. So it's a really good privilege. And, I'm really honored to be a part of that movement. Technology is just going from strength to strength. And, by night, I do a lot of motivational speaking. I do a lot of financial education. Have you ever had a defining moment, Joshua?
Yes, I have opportunity to, I think few months back, somebody told me about it. Not really so much.
Nice. Well, you know what? I had one of my biggest defining moments when I was 25. I was walking down the street in Japan. I was listening to a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, an absolutely incredible book. And I was walking down this suburb of Tokyo, and I was listening to it. And just as I was crossing the road, Dale just said to me, do you control your emotions or do your emotions control you? And that was a turning point for me. And after that, it was a game changer. I flipped another 180 degrees. And, at the same time, I had been reading this book as well, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't know if any of your listeners have heard of that book. It's an absolute game changer. It's, again, I had one of these midlife crisis, mid-20s crisis when I was 25. I had lots of fun and, I was traveling the world, with my job. But what I was lacking was some sort of passion, some sort of fulfillment. And then as soon as I read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I realized that a lot of people need financial education. We're not taught it in school, or we're taught very little in school. And, I realized that information changes situations. One of my great mentors, Les Brown and Eric Thomas, I've been listening to them for a number of years. And I recently just graduated from one of Les Brown's speaking courses, and it was absolutely phenomenal. The people that I've met here, one of my brothers from Gambia, Aliyu, he was the one that introduced me to you. So I just want to say a massive shout out to him. He's an inspirational person. But, my role in society is just to help anyone that comes in contact with me to be better, to have more, to do more, and to be more, because you've got only one life. You got literally one life. This isn't a dress rehearsal. We gotta, we gotta live it as best as we can, as most fruitful as we can. Joshua.
Indeed, I'm with you. If you see me bend my head, it's not that I'm trying to disrespect you. I'm just responding to the message. A lot of messages coming in, and I have to multitask to respond to some messages. And as well, we have to put this on the social media as well to let other people see it. So I'm just trying to multitask at the same time. But awesome. I like what you said. You said something now that's very, very important, and it catch my attention that information is very, very key in this current generation, and that is what I come in with, and that is one of the things that attract me to you. You gone through Les Brown training, and that also have been a game changing for you. You have been in the front line of understanding what it is to talking about the cash flow and how people can be able to use what they have in their own study to develop life. It's one of the things that you doing and is working for you. And that is why I'm putting you on the spotlight right now for us to have conversation about it. The book that you just showed now, Rich Daddy, the Poor Daddy and the Rich Daddy, is phenomenal. It's extraordinary good. I love that book. I've read it several times and it has helped me as well. To everyone listening to us, this is the African Portal Radio TV International. It's happening right here, right now on the African Portal here in Pretoria, South Africa. Carl Davidson is joining me all the way from Asia, part of the world, and it is also from Ireland. Let me just quickly take you back to the introduction. You are talking about the position you hold in the society. Is to impart life and to discover, to let people discover themselves, self-discovery, and that is very key. Let's quickly look at the so far. Let's go to the kind of journey, the background, the history of your life. Where are you coming from? Can you give us a bit of take us back to the line of history?
Yeah, absolutely. What a great question. You know what? I grew up in with my mom and dad and my brother and sister and stuff like that, and it was a great childhood. I was like, I was like a Dennis the Menace, running around the estates. I was tormenting neighbors. I was a bit of a wild child, but not too wild, right? Not too wild. But growing up, after around the ages of about 8, my dad and mom, they split up, right? So there was a little bit of friction there in the family life, and that took a toll on our family life. That took a toll on my mom, my dad. It took a toll on my brother and sister and stuff like that. But for me, it didn't take a toll on my life until my later teenage years, and then into my 20s. I realized that I was bottling up a lot of feelings. I realized that I wasn't able to express myself in the ways that I wanted to. And then, getting into personal development, getting into Eric Thomas, getting into Les Brown, I started unraveling this. But, as a kid, I was one of those just wild childs. I was, I'd say my mom will attest to this, So I was one of those wild childs that would, running around the estates. I had lots of friends. I was always up to mischief and stuff like that. But, luckily, I didn't get in trouble with any of the law, any of the police or anything like that. But it could have easily went that way. I believe that I have, people guiding me. I've got 3 angels that are looking after me on my mom's side. My mom's parents and her brother died before I was even born. So I believe that they are kind of guiding me in a way that, to stay away from badness, and to fulfill my greatness. As Les Brown says, you have greatness in you. So you got to fulfill that, you got to step into that role of greatness, and you got to be the light so that you can be the light. And that when you are the light, you can shine your light on others. And then, if people are in a dark place, you can bring them into lightness as well. So, when I was growing up, well, in my teenage years, I started drinking. We started, in Ireland, we have a big culture of drinking alcohol, and a lot of Irish people, they drink at a young age, and it is what it is. We did that. We were in fields. We were drinking and stuff like that. We had a big group of lads, big group of girls. We'd all be just having fun, drinking, and just talking, chatting, and stuff like that. And it wasn't until, my later teenage years did, life get a little bit tougher. I had to deal a little bit more. I had to kind of step into a role that I didn't realize what role it was. It was kind of the fear of the unknown. My mom had, she went into a hospital. She's been one of my biggest inspirations as well, including my wife as well. So hopefully they're both listening on the replay or on the live as well. So, my mom, she went into a hospital. She had cancer. She had, she was suffering from depression as well, like that, and she really paved the way for me to grow into the person that I am today. She got through it, when I see her getting through that, it gives me so much inspiration that, no matter what, you can get through these these dark times, you know, and there is always bright times ahead. You always gotta focus on the positive. But, you know, after, you know, fast forward a couple of years, you know, I went into college. I got a degree in electrical engineering. I remember sitting down with my dad. My dad's a very, very hard worker. You know, ever since I've known him, as in, you know, growing up, you know, I've just known that he's a super hard worker, and that's where I get my work ethic from. You know, I know that, you know, he's, you know, a really big hard worker. And, you know, also, you know, growing up, you know, obviously my dad wasn't as much in my life as I wanted to be, but, you know, such is life. But we, you know, now we've got a fantastic relationship, and it's absolutely incredible. But, you know, as I was coming into my later years, I was basically went into college, and I did electrical engineering. And the reason why I chose electrical engineering was because it was the highest paid. It was one of the highest paid engineering jobs out there. So, you know, I said, why not? You know, I liked engineering. I liked maths. I liked metalwork when I was in school. I did all that. And then, you know, I slotted into a job. I got that career job. And, you know, they were flying me around the world. Very, very grateful for that. Very humble. At a very young age, I was in countries like Japan, America, you know, Taiwan as well, Germany. And it just shaped and formed my brain into, you know, how important travel is. How, you know, the more you travel, the more you connect with yourself, and the more you connect with people as well. And I think when you understand people a little bit more, when you understand personalities, you can connect better on a deeper note. Because when I talk and when I speak, I don't speak surface level. I speak deep. You know, I want to get to your pain, because we all have pain. We got to get through the pain, but we all have pain, and it's about getting through the pain and stepping into our greatness, as Les Brown says as well. So, yeah, growing up, it was fun. You know, there was tough times, just like everybody else. I mean, we all go through, you know, we all go through stuff. You know, we all carry along this stuff, and, you know, for some people, they carry it into their adult life, and, you know, they tend to offload it to other people. You know, they tend to, you know, not go through the stuff, not pick out what they're holding, this big bag of stuff. They're not getting through it. They're not letting go of it, and they hold that in. And you know, for me, fortunately, you know, I started getting into personal development when I was about 23 years of age, and that allowed me to unravel a lot of the stuff that I was going through. You know, I had some crucial conversation with loved ones, and, you know, it was, you know, me becoming and stepping into my greatness as well. And I can only do that, and I can only help myself before I can help others, right?
Indeed. No, continue. I'm enjoying what you are saying. We are laying a very good foundation. Please continue. We are laying a very good foundation. Nice. Continue with what.
Nice. So, yeah, like the one big defining moment for me, Joshua, was, you know, back in when I was 25. I had come out of a relationship. I was, you know, just a year or two before that, I'd come out of a relationship, and, you know, I didn't know what really to do. I didn't know where to go. I didn't really have direction. I had a job. I had, you know, a good job. I was traveling a lot. I was doing a lot of things. But, you know, I lacked the fulfillment. I lacked direction. You know, I lacked a purpose in my life. I was asleep. I was just going, you know, into my work, sleeping, doing the job, and, you know, coming out, and then that was it. Like, I didn't have any purpose until, you know, I started getting into Eric Thomas. I remember, you know, going in, looking at myself in the mirror, and, you know, thinking to myself, geez, Carl, you gotta, you know, beef up. You gotta start working out. You know, you gotta start, you know, looking after your physical health as well as your mental health. So I went into the gym, and I typed in motivation, because, you know, there's motivated people in the gym, and I'm very energetic. You know, I'm like a Duracell bunny. Like, I'll go, you know. And you know, I'm the first person on the dance floor too, you know. So when I got into the gym, I needed some energy. I needed some music, and I needed something. So I went into YouTube, and I typed in motivation, and, you know, Eric Thomas came up, and that was it. That was another defining moment. That was another game changer for me. That was like, boom, You know, Eric Thomas, I understand that a lot of people, you know, don't like his directness, but I love it. You know, I love the fact that, you know, he's like no BS, and he's like boom, 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 boom. So like I started listening to him, and that opened up doors into Les Brown as well, and it just blew my mind away. It just absolutely blew my mind away. And then fast forward another year or two, around another year or two, I met a girl online. Boy, was that history. Wow. Well, so we met online, and it was actually Brown and my wife who introduced me to Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, this book, you know, and I read this book all the time. I listen to it all the time. We have a big cash flow club that we talk about. I'll talk about that in another few minutes. But, you know, she just gave me a different perspective on life. She was just incredible. She took me from like where I was to like this, you know, elevated place in life. And, you know, on May 4th, I asked her to be, you know, my girlfriend. We started a relationship, and then within 2 months, boom, the ring, the engagement ring was on her finger as well. And then within the year, we got married. We got married twice, actually. We got married once in Dublin in a civil ceremony, and then another time in Romania as well, which is a fantastic, beautiful country. So I'd highly recommend heading over to Romania. It's an absolutely incredible country. The scenery is absolutely incredible. So it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And then, you know, we went on this journey of business, entrepreneurship, self-development, relationship development, and it's just been incredible. And unfortunately, she's not here with me in Taiwan. She's back in Ireland. But you know, I'll be going back to Ireland soon in about a month or two. And yeah, so I'll see her then. But you know, it is what it is for now, and you know, it's incredible. You know, I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed that, you know, I have that person, you know, pushing me forward. You know, she has my back. She no matter what, I'll tell her that I want to do something, and she's like, boom, go do it, Carl, go do it. You can do it. And you know what? When you have someone like that in your life, you're unstoppable. You are literally unstoppable. There's nothing that, like, there's no relatives, no friends can ever take you down when you have, you know, when you have a Brona in your corner, when you have Brona in your corner, right? And you know what? It's incredible. And again, as I said, I'm truly blessed. So yeah, roll on, you know, fatherhood in a couple of years' time. You know, I'm still young yet, but you know, in a few years' time, we've got a lot more travel to do. So.
Thank you very much, Carla. Thank you very much. That's a very beautiful introduction of yourself. You take us to the line of history. You let us understand where you're coming from. Yeah, definitely. You are born in Highland, and I like what to say about the Islanders. The islands, yeah, drinking alcohol, yeah, is one of the things that is one part because of the world. So those of you listening to us, we are not trying to promote the alcoholism. Rather, we are talking about the situation in that environment. So thank you, everyone, joining us. Thank you very much. No color, beautiful story. You have a beautiful story there. So let's take it a bit further. Let's cool down the tension so that people listening to us as well can be able to get connected. I hope those of you connecting to this broadcast, you are getting one from this conversation. Carla, let me take you to the aspect that is very crucial in this conversation. You have opportunity to go to school, you study engineer, you're very good in mathematics. When did you discover yourself? When did you discover your dream? And how do you discover that, yes, engineering is for me?
Well, you know what? I was just always kind of good with my hands and stuff. I obviously have a bit of a logical brain as well. And, you know, as going in through school, I was good at metalwork. You know, I was good at engineering. I was good at maths. You know, maths was one of my highest subjects in college. Like, and, you know, even though it's a little bit hard, and, you know, for some people it's, you know, it's gobbledygook, like, you know, it's like way out there, you know. For me, it just made sense. It was just logical. But, you know, I just kind of fell into engineering. It's something that, you know, at the moment it's fantastic, you know. And, you know, it's really interesting because what I'm using is what I'm learning in engineering is because most engineers, well, if not all engineers, we're all problem solvers, right? So if we can solve a problem on a machine, on a whatever, on on a TV, on a network system, on any sort of thing, then we can solve other people's problems, whether that would be, you know, financial problems, whether that would be relationship problems, whether that would be, you know, career problems, whether that would be anything really, you know. So at the crux of it, all we do as engineers is solve problems, right? So if there's a problem to be solved, then we'll work on it, right? So that's how I kind of fell into engineering. You know, it wasn't something that, you know, I aspired to be when I was younger. You know, I didn't really aspire to be anything other than just having fun. I mean, that's, you know, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it, you know, or I'll make it fun, you know. And that, like, that's literally my middle name. Like, you know, as I mentioned there earlier, Joshua, you know, this isn't a dress rehearsal, right? You know, life is not a dress rehearsal. There's so many people out there serious about, you know, climbing up the corporate pyramid ladder, that they're willing to give 100 hours a week, you know, 120 hours a week. You know, that's fine. If people want to do that, that's great. You know, I'm gunning for them. Happy days. But, you know, life is not, it's not all about that. You know, you got to have fun. You got to travel. You got to meet different people. You got to step into your greatness. You got to step out of your comfort zone as well. I mean, if you had told me, Joshua, you know, 5 years ago that you'd be on the African portal speaking to thousands of people across Africa, across, you know, the world, I would have been like, whoa, you know. But you just baby steps at a time, you know, baby steps at a time, and you just got to decide. You got to decide, you know, that you don't want, you know, your life the same as it was 5 years ago to the next 5 years. You got to make a decision. A decision comes from the French word to cut off. You know, you got to cut off a part of your old life to rediscover a new life, the new life that you were born into, that you need to step into as well. And, you know, it's a beautiful feeling when preparation meets opportunity, because I've been preparing for this for a long time, for years and years and years, but I didn't really know about it. I lived my life through the law of attraction, you know. You know, one of my great friends, Sarah and Ashlyn, they've got another podcast, Partners in Positivity, and they mentioned recently to me ROAs, return on attraction. So what you think about comes about, right? But what you think about, so for example, you might be, you know, driving to a shopping center, and you might be driving in your car and you want the car space, and then you say, you know, whatever, you pray to whatever God you believe in, or you pray to angels or whatever it is, you know, and you put it out there in the universe. I want a car space, you know, very close to the door, and boom, you get it. That's a return on attraction, right? And, you know, I've been just living my life, but I didn't realize that I was living my life through the law of attraction. I didn't realize that. I didn't know about the law of attraction until around 25, 26 years of age. I read the book, The Secret, you know, which is a phenomenal book. But then it started coming back to me, and I started thinking, oh my God, this is how I live my life. You know, I attract great people. You know, Les Brown, OQP, only quality people. I only attract quality people into my life. It's simple as, because I'm a quality person and I want to do better and I want to help more people as well, right? So, and unfortunately, you know, people are, you know, nearly repelled by that. You know, people, you know, step away from me, and that's okay, because, you know, again, that when those people step away from me, it creates a space for the good people to come in, the great people to come in, the only quality people to come in, you know. So yeah, I'm truly blessed though as well. And, you know, but it's been a wild journey as well. You know, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows, as Sylvester Stallone says. You know, there has been dark times. There has been very, very dark times. And, you know, let's talk a little bit about mental health. For a lot from anxiety, and a lot of my anxiety was to do with money. And that's where one of my passions comes from, was, you know, educating people about money, about finances, about the stock market, about, you know, cryptocurrency, about real estate, about precious metals and stuff like that. It's all about education. We don't get taught this in school, but we're not going to get down to the you know, the schooling system. We won't go down that route today. Maybe another time. We'll do a part 2, Joshua. But, you know,
definitely.
One of my, you know, passions, and I myself and my wife Brona, you know, we've got a cash flow club in Ireland. There's nearly 3,000 people in that. And it's a fantastic hub. It's a fantastic community of people that just want to elevate their financial education. We've got like so many people from across the world. It's not just people from Ireland, you know, it's not just Irish people, it's not just people living in Ireland, it's from all around the world, because, you know, we're fortunate enough and we're very blessed and grateful that we can travel a lot, myself and my wife Brona, however, not now with COVID and stuff like that. But before that, we were able to travel quite a lot. We were able to network with a lot of people. We were able to go to different events, different business events, different seminars, different conferences, you know, where we would network and, you know, they would give their 2 cents. A lot of these people that speak in the cash flow group every single Monday are entrepreneurs, are business people, you know, and they just want to give back to the community. And, you know, I don't even get paid from this. This is something that I do for free, right? You know, entrepreneurs, they also work for free, but, you know, I just love it. I just love seeing that light bulb moment of people when, you know, they're programmed to only see one side of the coin. But when they, you know, for example, take up Rich Dad Poor Dad, they see another side of the coin, and they're able to choose, okay, which side of the coin do I want to stay on? And it's okay if people, I mean, like, we need employees, we need self-employed people, you know, but we also need business owners, we also need investors, we also need entrepreneurs, you know, to help make the world a better place as well. So, you know, to see the light bulb moment go off with people, it's just phenomenal. You know, I love that. You know, I love seeing that. I love feeling it. It's all energy as well. So, you know, we hold, you know, every Monday we have speakers in the cash flow group, and, you know, a big shout out to my wife Brona. She was the one, you know, so Brona is the brains behind the operation. I'm just the beauty, you know. So she's like, she's the one that goes through, you know, the different scenarios. She's the one that, you know, she's like 4 steps ahead of, you know, the next step, right? You know, she's like a chessboard. Like, she just like boom, 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 boom. Like, this is what we got to do. She's so strategic. She's so incredible. That the way she thinks as well. I've never met anyone like her that thinks that way, right? So hence why I put a ring on her finger. So yeah. Then, you know, one night she couldn't sleep. The next morning she woke up and she said to me, Carl, you know, we're going to set up a Facebook group and we're going to talk all things financial education. You know, we're going to talk all things, the teachings that Robert Kiyosaki says, you know, and Kim Kiyosaki as well. We were fortunate enough to meet them back in Singapore in 2019. It was an absolutely incredible event. We met so many different Asian people as well. And it was just incredible. So yeah, so we just give back. We, you know, I live by a Chinese proverb, right? So if someone gives you something of value and you benefit from it, you have a moral obligation to share it with others. I mean, I know a lot of people that will take this book, take what's in it, and they will just hoard it to themselves, you know? Whereas with this book, I'm spreading it out. Same with Robert Kiyosaki. Like, I'm spreading it out to other people that, you know, need it, because right now we're in tough times. Like, you know, there's so many lockdowns, there's so many people losing their job. I mean, even just to invest in a secondary income, you know, that's a big thing. Like, that might be able to pay off mortgages, childcare, anything like that, put petrol into the car, you know. So it's a very humbling experience as well. You know, I'm very humble. I'm very grateful as well. Like, you know, I'm gratitude is really the best attitude, Joshua. You know, every day I wake up and I'm putting on my gratitude, you know, I'm putting on my gratitude meditation, and, you know, I'm praying, I'm meditating as well. And, you know, it's an incredible feeling to have that responsibility as well. So yeah, it's amazing. It's a beautiful feeling.
Carla, let me quickly step in there. I like what you said, and I like the fact that you are so detailed. You mention it one step after the other, and you say it the way it is. I like what you say when you say that a lot of people need to step out of your life to give room to the better people to step into your life. There are situations in life some people doesn't want to take that as a reality. Some people hold on so much to some people. No, these people must not live my life because they are the only person that can do it. But they don't know that the more you let those people go, the more the better people step in. You also talk about the traveling, that the more you travel, good people. I like all that. Let's quickly take it a bit further. Let's look at your organization and what you've been able to do for yourself and contribution to your community and to the global village, the global community. Let's look at the Epic Art Club and let's look at Cash Flow Club Island. Let's look at those. Let me put those two onto the spotlight now. Let's talk a bit about it. What motivates you to also put all that together? And as a businessman, as an engineer, why is because you kind of divert into speaker and stuff like that. When do you discover all that? Those are the two questions I'm putting straight to you now. The first aspect of the question, to make it clear to you, is to talk about the organization you have, which is Art Club. What motivates you to start that? And Cash Flow, what motivates you to do to start that? Then, as a motivational speaker, what actually motivates you to be that as well? That is three things, but let me add one thing to it. Then how can people benefit from this? What is there for the people listening to us?
You know what? It's three great questions. So I'm going to take my time and answer them all. You know, and what's really interesting is, you know, myself and my wife, we're a partnership. You know, obviously in life we're a partnership, in relationships we're also in business together as well. You know, when we realized that, you know, when we were going to certain conferences and stuff like that and different seminars all across the world, we realized that a lot of people just they just can't afford to pay premium high level coaching. You know, premium high level business coaching, premium high level relationship coaching, premium high level fitness coaching, right? And not that we can't afford, like we pumped a lot of money into our, you know, we emptied our pockets to fill our mind, and our mind is now filling our pockets. Like that's as simple as we invested thousands into our personal development. And we would encourage everyone to do.
Sorry about that. Let me interrupt. I want you to repeat that again. We empty our pocket to. I want you to say that again. I want you to say that again. Somebody needs to hear that. That's the quote. That's the quote. That's you there. That's the quote there. Can you say that again? Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah. I got this quote from one of my Romanian mentors, Cesar. He said to me, you know, Carl, you got to empty your pockets to fill your mind, and then your mind will fill your pockets. So what I mean by that is you got to invest in yourself. You know, so many people will say to me, Carl, you just spent €250 on a ticket, you know, in front of like 5,000 people. You know, that's crazy money. And for them, they're just not at that level yet. And they might get there, you know, if the world, you know, prods them enough, you know, they might make that step, they might make that jump into personal development. But, you know, the greatest return on yourself is the information that you get at these events. I mean, your whole context expands. You know, people always ask me what's said at these events, what's so good about these events, and it's an experience. You know, the content expands your context. You know, you can go in there, you can just be like, you know, like you can be just like doing like, you know, just a run-of-the-mill person, right? You know, whatever you're doing, you can go in there and you can come out at those events and you can be like, boom, I know exactly what I'm doing with my life. I know how I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know why I'm going to do it, right? So again, empty your pockets to fill your mind. Your mind will fill your pockets. So the big thing is to invest in yourself. If you don't know where to start, invest in yourself. Now, what does that mean? It basically means pick up a book, buy a book, you know, go on to YouTube, go on to Epic Art Club, you know, invest in yourself. So it's a really, really pivotal, you know, quote to say, because a lot of people don't know about investing in yourself. They don't really understand the whole, like, what do you mean, like, go to a seminar or go to a conference and pay €200 to hear a person speak? And, you know, but it's the content that's in these conferences. It's the content that's in these seminars and, you know, the different business events that just helps you elevate, that helps you grow and become a better person, so that therefore you can then shine the light to others. You know, you can bring people with you, you can help other people as well. So it's amazing. And one thing that I'll never stop doing till the day I die is investing in myself, because, you know, it's the greatest return is the return on information. You know, a lot of people say, you know, when you're talking about money and buying stuff and, you know, investing in stuff is, you know, the return on investment. But, you know, when you invest in yourself, the return on information that you get is absolutely incredible. You know, you see more clear, you think better, you know, it just opens up different neurological pathways in your brain. You start thinking differently, you start shining differently, you start, you know, being a better person, you know, for the community and for the people as well, you know. So, you know, and getting back to the question about Epic Hearts Club, you know, we realized that, you know, a lot of people just don't have the money for, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 grand to invest in a coach. So, you know, again, my wife, Brona, she's the one that came up with the idea. She's the one that said, you know what, let's create a platform where people can, you know, join. The barrier to get in is very low. And, you know, people can get in, they can sit in the comfort of their homes, in the comfort of their hotel rooms, you know, whatever it is. And they can watch these videos and they can learn from these coaches. They can learn from these people that have gone through stuff, came out the other side, and, you know, are able to inspire and are able to help more people as well. So, for example, we've got a positive psychology coach. So that's all about getting, you know, the mind right, getting all the good information in there. We've got a yoga and breath work coach and meditation coach. You know, that's all about yoga, breath work and stuff like that. We've got a fitness and nutrition coach. And that's incredible because this guy's a big guy. Like, so you follow his program, you're going to be one of those big people as well. And he's a fantastic guy as well. And then we've got a money mindset coach as well. So it's all about getting your mindset right to allow you to attract more wealth, allow you to attract more opportunities, allow you to attract more money into your life as well, you know. So it's absolutely incredible. We're just over a year old now, and, you know, it's a great community of people. We also have another Facebook group that I'm going to mention now, called Empaths Connect, Protect, Inspire. There's over just under 2,000 people in that group, and, you know, we've got different speakers in there. That's all about self-development. That's all about inner leadership, inner boundary work, inner work on yourself. Your inner world creates your outer world. That was a quote from Les Brown as well. So, you know, again, you know, I have a moral obligation to share the knowledge that I have with others, because, you know, the people need it. A lot of people need it. And yeah, it's just incredible. And with the cash flow group as well, you know, that was inspired by, you know, again, Brona, she created the group. She got inspired by the group, and, you know, that's all about financial education. That's all. We've got different speakers from different backgrounds, traditional brick and mortar. We've got online business owners. We've got network marketers. We've got crypto enthusiasts. We've got, you know, precious metal investors. Myself and my wife, we're precious metal investors. So we invest in gold and silver. So yeah, it's all about, you know, just elevating. And what people, you know, the one thing about when I talk about money, you know, people tend to shut off. They tend to go, oh, like, you know, I don't want to talk about money. You know, I don't care about money. If you don't care about money, then money doesn't care about you. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, you are where you are, right? So, you know, I'm going to be a little bit direct here for the viewers. They might not like this, but, you know, what people fail to understand is that the more money you make, the more people that you can help. You know, myself and my wife, we donate every single month. You know, we help people, maybe not monetarily as in like giving loads of money out, but we help people get from A to B in a better way, you know, in a nice way, in a more positive way, you know, because as I mentioned, you know, we're going through some tough times with COVID and stuff like that. You know, like in Ireland, the gyms are closed. You know, the gyms are closed. The one place where you can get your mind right and your body right, and they're closed. You know, and we won't go down that route, but you know, so like, you know, it's all about, you know, giving back to the people, helping other people, you know, because at the end of the day, we all have, you know, inside of us. It doesn't matter how hard or how strong of a man or a woman you are, you know, if you're a football hooligan or whatever it is, you know, you still want to be part of a community. I'm getting goosebumps here. You still want to be part of something. You know, there's no lone rangers out there. You know, they always want to be a part of something. You know, we're like penguins. I feel like that we're like penguins, right? You know, when a penguin, you know, they might go out and swim off in the sea, but when they come back, they're all huddling together. You know, there's a few outliers, obviously, that, you know, don't get into the huddle and stuff like that. But, you know, we got to all huddle together. We got to make the world a better place. We got to make our own community. But it starts with us. It starts with what we have right now, because what we have is plenty to help other people as well. So, you know, when it comes to money, again, people are programmed so kind of different. You know, you got to unlearn what you learned about money, about wealth, about richness, about abundance and stuff like that, you know, and you got to realize that there's so much abundance out there. There's trillions and trillions and trillions of money out there. And, you know, the more, as I said, the more money that you make, the more people that you can help. If you've got X amount in your bank account, even if you earned another €100 or $100 or 100 rand or whatever, 100 yuan, you know, you can help 100 more people. If you earned 1,000 more, you can help 1,000 more people. And that's what I think being, you know, an entrepreneur is all about, is about solving a problem, solving people's problems, but also giving back. I mean, we see, you know, there's so many big entrepreneurs out there that are giving back to the communities. And, you know, it's incredible to see, you know.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Kala. That is very key. You mentioned many things there that I think a lot of people listening to us, if you are not jotting anything down, this is an exclusive interview, and as well is also a class where we help you to discover yourself, where we talk about things that will help you. As you know that in this current generation, information is very, very key and it's very important. I like what you say about the money. A lot of people seems to say that when you are talking about money, people think that now we let us talk about us, it's just have to do with probably these people they just want to get from me. But I like what you said, that you have to empty your pocket to fill your mindset or your brain, and your brain, what you fill up with your brain will put money back in your wallet. I like that philosophy. That is one of the greatest philosophy I think listening to this program needs to tap into. Let's quickly look at the aspect of the cryptocurrency, and they're talking about business and stuff like that. Let's engage on business a bit. Let's talk about business, because it's where the money is, and that is. Personally, you are a business person. You've embarked in different business, and you've tasted and you work with different organizations. You understand what it means. But people will be listening to me out there that they will be like, they were in kind of stuck end in their life. They don't even know where to start. They don't even have the cash flow. The cash is not there. There's nothing like cash flow. And you know, when there is no cash flow, no way you can exploit anything. What can people do even with cents in their pocket? Is there any way you can drop some words that will assist people to take them from 0 cents to billionaire, or from nothing to something? Is there any way you can drop in the space that will help?
Absolutely, Joshua. You know what? If you're watching this, you know, if you're watching this wherever you are and you have zero money, the chances are you're watching it on an iPhone or a Samsung or whatever. This is one of the most greatest inventions in the world. This is absolutely incredible. You can make money on your phone. But not only can you make money, is that you can learn on your phone. This is a resource. This allows you to connect to anyone across the world, literally anyone, right? So when you're listening, or when you're on your phone, just type into YouTube Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You can listen to it on Audible for free, you know, or not on Audible, but you can listen to it on an audio book on YouTube for free. It's just a start. You got to start. It's the start that stops most people. And when you are prodded enough in life, when you are saying, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, something needs to change now. You are not a tree. Jim Rohn says you are not a tree. You can move. You got to get on your phone. You got to get on a laptop. You got to go to your local library. Ask the library to order in this book. Ask the library to order in different books. Ask the library to order in, you know, whatever it is. I believe that most libraries have to do that, you know. Maybe some libraries don't, but, you know, they will be able to pull in the books as well. And just start with the education. You know, be open to different opportunities. If your friends say, hey, look, I want you to, you know, check out this project that I'm getting involved in, you know, be open to checking it out. You know, just start, you know, because as I mentioned before, Joshua, it's the start that stops most people. And you know what? The reason why it stops most people is because of the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of not knowing where the next step is, you know, but you got to have faith in yourself. You got to have blind faith in yourself and know that whatever it is that you believe in, if you believe in a God or you believe in nothing and you believing in nothing, then at least then you can still take that next step going forward. You know, get onto YouTube, get onto Google, get onto Facebook. I mean, again, if you're in Facebook, join the cash flow group, join the empaths group. You know, these are all like free, you know, for you to learn from. You know, I've got so many people from South America in the cash flow group, you know, and, you know, they're just educating their mind. And once you educate your mind, you start again formulating more and more, you know, opportunities. You start seeing more, you start being more, and you start having more. You got to start with the end in mind as well. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. What an absolute incredible book. You know, you got to start with the end in mind. You already have to be it. You already have to see it in your mind. You already have to, you know, visualize it in your mind, and then the universe will just bring it to you. You know, I truly believe that the universe is literally an open book. And I'm just saying, right, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for that. Right. And, you know, I do understand a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, I want to be a millionaire. Then, you know, how come I can't win the lotto? Because that's not in alignment with your value system. You know, that's not in alignment. You know, I'm not talking about the lotto, but where you're at now, you're vibrating at a frequency. And, you know, your mind, your brain is like a radio station. It sends out these frequencies and it will pick up where you want to go and it will follow that. But what you got to do is you got to think about what it is that you want. And when you want what it is that you want, it will start coming towards you. You got to trust the little nudges that happen on the back. You know, for example, I just saw, you know, a feather there on the ground. You know, if people choose to believe in that, it's their choice or whatever. But I'm just like, yeah, boom. You know, I was watching the Mummy there, you know, the other night, and you know, they were going into the tombs, and then they came into this big, massive tomb where there was lots of gold and stuff like that. And I said, you know, me as a gold and silver investor, I was like, boom, that was just another nudge. So, you know, you got to just start. You know, again, as I mentioned, Joshua, if you are watching this on an iPhone, on a laptop, you have so much of the world at your disposal now. You have so much, like there's so many groups out there that you can learn, you can join, and it's all about the discipline to get where you want to get. It's either going to be discipline, Joshua, or it's going to be disappointment, and it's your choice always. So start.
No, I know. I like that. I like that. I like what you said, and thank you much for that. I intentionally, when you see me putting you on the spotlight, I want people to feel you. I want people to see you. Fanny, thank you very much. I saw your comment there. Those sending comments through, I really appreciate it. Fanny said, thanks you, and thanks, Carla, for the inspiration. Thank you very much. Keep sharing it, watching it. Of you joining us, we can see all the comments coming through. Emmanuel, for your books, every books that you need to read as well, you can as well go to the website. His website, there's a lot of books there that you can hear, you can buy, and you can read. I'm going to put that website as well onto the space very soon. Let's quickly look at the issue because the time is running very fast. The time is running very fast, and we still have a lot of things to cover. Like you said earlier on, we're still gonna have part 2 of this. I'm still bringing you back. I'm still going to talk to you. This is still going to be a platform that you'll be using to be communicating to the rest. We're still gonna, design around that. Logic around that as well, because this is the platform whereby you can come on maybe once in a month and to encourage people to speak to people, is to empower people, because that is one of the greatest things that we actually do on the African platform. How can people conquer the fear in their mind?
Wow. Oh, that's a great question. Fear, as a lot of people say, false evidence appearing real. Fear and anxiety is something that you construe in your mind, and you formulate a story that's never happened before. And it's incredible, and it comes from a place of worrying about the future. Worrying is what you pray to happen. Worrying is praying for something that you don't want to happen, and it just happens, right? But at the end of the day, when it comes to fear, even in just this short time alone, just here in Taiwan, it's a big step that I've taken, getting onto to this podcast, for example. And everyone's just human. Everyone will think, oh, what will my friends think of me? Oh my God, like, what will my family think of me? Oh my God, like, there will be that fear inside your mind. But the way I look at it is that you do not want to be on your deathbed, whenever that is, if that's 80, 90 years of age. You do not want, I'm getting goosebumps here. You do not want to be on your deathbed regretting the fact that you did not do something because of fear. You don't want to be on your deathbed, regretting the fact that you did not do something because of fear. And I know it can cripple people. Fear can absolutely cripple you. Paralysis by analysis. You start overthinking these things. And this is where the self-development starts coming in. This is where you start going to conferences. You start learning from people who have overcome fear, who have, set up businesses, who have invested in themselves, who have invested, in different projects and stuff like that, who have stepped into a role that, they didn't know. But you have everything inside you. Deep down what you should be doing, what you have to be doing, what you must do, and what you need to do, and what you can do as well. Deep down. I mean, when you wake up in the morning, you go down for your breakfast, or you eat your breakfast and stuff like that, and you say like, hey, look, will I go to the gym, or will I go for a run? Your brain is just going to turn and say, no, don't do that. Your brain is going to try and protect you all the time. It's hardwired into our DNA. It's hardwired into our brain, to protect ourselves, But that's when you just got to step out of that and step into the unknowing, and just have faith that anything that you put your mind to will happen, But fear can cripple people. I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. It happens to me as well, fear, and it, but then again, I always just think to myself, I don't want to be on my deathbed regretting the fact that I didn't come on the African portal. I don't want to be on my deathbed regretting that, I didn't get on the African portal because of what, John down the road thought about me. They're going to think about that anyway. They're going to think about that anyway. You're not everyone's cup of tea. Otherwise you'd be a mug. So, yeah.
No, indeed. I like that. I like that. Thank you very much for that you just said now, that you are not everyone cup of tea, except you want to become a mug, and you have to get that to your mind. You can conquer the fear by the way you thinking about yourself. So when you start looking down on yourself, and you start telling yourself, I cannot do it, take that out of your dictionary now. I cannot. You have to remove that. You can do all things when you have confidence in the strength that God gave you. The Bible says we can do all things through Christ who is strengthening us. And that is the main message we are putting on this spotlight right now, to let you know that you can do all things. When you have confidence in the power that is inside you. The power that is inside you is the one that will make it happen for you. But when you are doubting yourself, when you are looking at yourself, when you keep on saying, I cannot, definitely it will be very difficult and you will not be able. But you can do it. You can do it. We are not here to motivate you alone, or we are not here to tell you what you want, love here, but we are here to tell you that you can do it. Don't give up on yourself of the COVID-19. Then you want to throw away the towel. You lose your job. No, it's not end of life. That means that you have to create job. When you lose your job, it's a signal to you that you need to create a job. I hope somebody is getting what I'm talking about right now. So if you lose your job, your brain, your head is cast down. Then you are thinking of how to go and commit a crime or how to go and do silly stuff. That's the solution. When you lose your job, that is needs to think out of the box. What can I do to help my community? And that is why Carl Davidson is here right now to encourage you and to motivate you. Carl, let me quickly take you to an aspect that is very important in this conversation before we call it a day. I'm bringing you back. We're going to make a logistic around this, how we can be doing it, that you will be on this broadcast at least once in a month. Carl, let's talk about the challenges that people are facing currently in the world today. And one of them that people are facing is the trust. People don't trust themselves. A lot of people doubt themselves. As a motivational speaker, I just want to give you 3 minutes to encourage someone and speak to someone as a professional engineer and as a professional motivational speaker. Speak to someone trust, whether to trust themselves, whether to trust their instincts, whether to trust their fellow men. I leave the floor for you.
You know, it's a great question, Joshua, you know, and it's making me think a lot, and it's making me go down. And the reason why you don't trust yourself is because you're not your own best friend. You know, I learned this from my wife, Brona. You know, when you're your own best friend, you trust yourself. You don't doubt yourself. You know that you can have whatever it is that your heart desires, you know, and when you are your own best friend, when you love yourself, like, how can you love others if you don't love yourself? And this is where a lot of relationships fail. You got to love yourself. You got to be your own best friend. And then you will build that trust within yourself. It doesn't matter if you fail at things. Failing is not even a word that I think about. You know, it's either win. I got this from Coach John Kavanagh. You either win or you learn. It's that simple. There is no failing. There is no, like, a lot of these logical thinkers, you know, that, you know, they think, oh, I failed at this exam and stuff like that. You just didn't pass it. It doesn't matter. You know, you just do it again and then you'll pass it. And then you won't even remember the first time you failed. It's not even, you know, get that word out of your dictionary. You know, as a qualified NLP master practitioner, your words are powerful. I think there's a quote in the Bible that your words become flesh. I listen to so many people, and, you know, I'm listening to the words that they say to themselves. And, you know, you got to change up your words, because your words create your world. You know, so many people, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't afford that. You know, instead of saying I can't afford something, it's like, how can I afford it? Robert Kiyosaki says that. You know, so your words are powerful. Your words become flesh. So it's a matter of, yeah, you might have to stand in the mirror. You might have to say, I'm a champion, I'm the best, nobody's better than me, but I'm not better than anybody else. You know, you might have to stand in front of the mirror and say, you can do it, Carl. You know, you can do it, John. You can do it, Mary. Whatever it is, you might have to say that, you know, because what you're doing is you're creating neurological pathways in your brain that you haven't created before, and you're creating that space. And it will allow you to achieve whatever it is that you need to achieve. So it's all about being your best friend, being your own best friend. I dare you to go out, you know, and go for a meal by yourself. I dare you to go out to the cinema, you know, if it's open or whatever. I dare you to just take time with yourself, to quieten your mind and you know, talk to yourself and see where you're at with your own self as well. Hey, Juliet, thank you so much for the claps as well. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, that's it, Joshua.
No, I like that. I like that. So listen out there. See, we're talking about how you can conquer the fear. Mind, the fear is not there. It's just that you are overthinking about it. Just step out, do it for yourself. As well, you have to be your own best friend. You have to be your own best friend. Don't look down on yourself. And that is a self discovery, self confidence, and I want you to explore what we are talking about today. We cannot exploit this time than this because the time is running so fast. It's actually 1 hour show, but we are still laying the foundation and 1 hour is already gone. But Kala, great time studio. I believe somebody have learned something great in this conversation. Before I let you step out of this broadcast, before we call it a day, because we have another program coming up soon as well. Let's quickly use this time to also address one of the issues, because a lot of people seems to look at and I want you to be honest about this. Some people say that cryptocurrency and the current technology about the financing, about that is, some of them are scam, some of them are not real, some of them are Mickey Mouse idea. What is your own take about it, and what can you say?
You know, you see that a lot, you know, especially in downturns, especially in, you know, in times of stress, in times of, you know, people are going into desperate mode. They just want to grab at something, you know, and then they get burned. They put in their life savings or whatever. They put in money and then they get burned. You know, you got to take time to research. You know, if there's any red flags, you know, take time to research. This is your life. You know, don't be pressured into making any sort of decision. You know, this is your bread and butter to feed your family or whatever. You take time to make a decision, you know, and you take time to research, regardless of whatever it is. Scam is an acronym for someone confused about money. So if you're confused about money, first you got to educate yourself on money. You know, don't follow the shiny object syndrome. You know, don't you know, take time to research as well, you know, because at the end of the day, this is your hard-earned money. Cryptocurrency is going to be around for the foreseeable future. It's an interesting topic, and a topic that is right now in our cash flow group. We've got themed months, and right now the themed month in the cash flow group is we're talking Bitcoin, we're talking cryptocurrencies, we're talking the goods and the bads. You know, it's not just all good. It's not just all going up like that. I know a lot of people that have lost a lot of money, and you know, I truly believe that investing is not risky. It's just a lack of financial education of the investor that makes the investment risky. So, you know, you got to take time. Again, you know, opportunities are like buses. They'll keep coming and coming and coming, right? But this cryptocurrency, you know, it's going to be here. There's a lot of technology behind it. Technology is just growing and growing and growing. And, you know, in the cash flow group, we've got speakers that, you know, talk about cryptocurrency, that talk about Bitcoin and different altcoins and stuff like that. But, you know, just do your research. You know, get the financial statements of the company. Get, you know, look into the company, you know, the executives that are running the show. Look into them, their backgrounds. Maybe find them on LinkedIn or whatever, you know. Start doing your research, because you don't want to just throw money into something, you know, that you don't know anything about. You know, get educated. Get educated in money, in finance, and wealth, and then make a decision. Make an educated decision.
Thank you very much, Kala. Thank you very much. Let's quickly respond to some of the questions coming. A lot of questions coming in, but we cannot actually go through them because of the time. But let me look at the Juliet. Juliet said, I always thought that being your best friend means being selfish. Is that what it means? Does it mean that when you be best friend, you become selfish to Get some light to that. Then that is one. Two, because I wanted to attend to two, then we call it a day. Have you ever failed in any stage in your life? Have you ever failed in any stage in your life? If yes, what do you do when you fail? That is the tough question. We are putting you on the hot seat now, and I told you that we're going to put you on the hot seat, streets of hot question to you, so you should ready for it. So have you ever failed in any stage in your life? If no, how do you protect that? Not,
I mean, there's times
yes,
when,
when you fail.
there's times when I didn't pass an exam. There's times when, when I was really young, I used to run for Ireland. I was a sprinter, and there was times when I didn't, make the time. There was times when I came fourth. I didn't even make the podium. I don't see it as failing. I just see it as not winning, and like it's hard, to reprogram your mind to failing.
Sorry. Let me quickly. Sorry about that. Please. I'm sorry about this. So there is difference between being failure and not winning. There is difference between the two.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't win, as long as you tried, as long as you did something. I don't believe in failure. I don't think anyone is a failure. Like, I don't think you can do anything that again, this is just my NLP coming out. Like, this is where your words can create your world, your outer world. So like, fail is such a negative word. It's such a, fail is, again, an acronym for first attempt in learning. So just because you failed doesn't make you a failure. It does, like, get rid of failure out of your life. Get rid of that word fail. You just didn't pass the exam. You didn't win. It doesn't matter, because like, it's unfortunate that, we grow up in an education system where basically if you fail, so many people are going to look at you and go, oh, you didn't pass that exam. Oh, you're stupid, or, you're a failure. That's where the programming comes in at 5 years of age, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's why you want to pass. You want to, academically, you want to pass the exam. But then you bring the fact that just because you failed in a science test when you were like 9 or 10 or whatever, you've brought that into your adulthood, and you think, oh my God, if this business opportunity doesn't work out, that makes me a failure. That is the wrong programming to have. Well, maybe not the wrong, but not the right programming to have. Your words are powerful, So when it comes to failure, like, it's not. It doesn't matter if you don't get where you need to get, as long as you keep going to where you want to go. Just don't just give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. It doesn't matter, like, there's times when, as I mentioned, I didn't make, the podium. I didn't make first or second or third. Yeah, it's a little bit heartbreaking, and you put in a lot of work, but you got to go again. You got to just keep going, and you got to keep going and going and going until it is that you're, standing in first place, or it is that you have your own podcast like yourself, Joshua, or it is that, you have your own business and stuff like that, so get rid of that word failure.
Thank you very much. Quickly respond to the what Juliet said there. I always thought that being your best friend means you're selfish. Is that what it is?
No. Well, for me, you gotta have self-care. You gotta be, you gotta have time to yourself. Like this morning, I was fortunate enough to jump into the plunge pool. I was in the jacuzzi as well. I was out sunbathing as well. That was taking time for myself. How can I give my time to others if I don't have time for myself? When you go on a plane, they always tell you to put your oxygen mask on first. Is that selfish? No. You got to look after you first so that you can give to others. You got to put on your oxygen mask first and then tend to others.
So that's balance it. That love in the Bible says, love your neighbor. So it doesn't say you should love your neighbor than you love yourself. So you have to love yourself first before you can be able to love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, there's no way you can love your neighbor. So it's a very simple arithmetic. So you have to love yourself first before you can be able to love your friend. And she said something as well. She said, failure is never tried, I guess. Is that what it is? Failure is never tried, I guess. Can you talk about, you want to say something about that before we close down the program?
Yeah, like, I heard a quote there recently, and it was about, trying gives you permission to fail. But like at the same time, if you don't even try, you'll never know. So do it. Try it. What's the worst that can happen? You go again. If you don't get what it is that you're getting, if you don't achieve what it is that you're achieving, you keep going until you achieve it. It's not about failing,
Thank you very much. She got, and I appreciate this because thank you very much for the light that you share on this conversation. I like the question too, and I like the comments on that. That means we achieved something in this broadcast this hour. That means this time is not in vain. We have enlightened someone out there. So thank you, Kala, for coming out to be part of this show this hour. I really appreciate everyone listening to us. Kala is come back to the African Portal Radio. This is the global voice on the African Portal Radio. Kala, there is anything on your own strength or your power to take this to the next level. We're looking forward to make this BBC of the world, of the Africa, whereby we can tell our story ourselves, where we can have opportunity to communicate to the world, where we can help somebody that is helpless out there. And that is what it is on the African Portal. So we appreciate if we can work together as a team to take this to the next level. Whatever you can contribute or put into this, it's go a long way. No matter how little or how big, it's go a long way. So thank you very much for coming out to be part of this show. I really appreciate it. And I believe if I come on you again, you will be happy to be the African Portal. I think so.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joshua, for taking this time, for, helping what it is that you do, bringing on incredible people as well. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the work that you're doing as well. It's very humbling to be on this show as well. And thank you so much. I appreciate your hard work as well. Thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome, Kala. Thank you very much for coming out. You say a lot about your wife, and I want to give you time to shout out to everyone that have contributed to your journey so far. I just want to give you 1 minute to shout out to all the loved ones out there in the next piece. Then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm sure my wife will be on this very, very soon. I'll connect you up. She'll be more than happy to chat to you and give her her story as well, because it's a phenomenal story as well, and she's super inspiring. And a big shout out to all my family as well who've been watching me, and all my friends as well. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much as well, and I'm very truly honored as well to be on this. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Kala. It's a great pleasure to have you on board, and the world is happy about this. The global voice. This is the global voice for this generation. God prepared these people for times such as this. He's a businessman. He's an engineer, author. Before I go, let's talk about your book. Please put that on the spotlight. You are author. What is the title of the book, and what is the book all about?
So at the moment, I'm writing my book. It's about the engineer's way to entrepreneurship. I realized that a lot of engineers are big into they're big into the stock market. They're big into making money as well. They watch graphs, they follow trends and stuff like that. But a lot of them, have paralysis by overanalysis, and they want to make the next step, but because the fear, the paralysis by overanalysis, they don't make that step. So this book will be a process, a methodology of what steps to take. So that's all I'm going to say on that. I'll keep you in suspense, Joshua.
let's keep it in suspense. Watch out for it. Go and watch the book is still coming. When the book is out, I'm bringing you back to this platform. We'll talk more about it, but I'm looking forward to have the book soon. Thank you very much, everyone joining us. For anything you want to know about him, 703-3584. He's one of the great people that we respect so much, and that is why we are putting him on the spotlight. Cash Flow Club Island is the director, and is also the founder of that organization as well. He has a lot of things that he's doing in the world, and he has social platform as well that you can connect to. Also, is the founder of Epic Art Club. You can join that club as well, and he's also a motivational speaker. For everything you want to do in Africa, you need a motivational speaker. Please call us on +277033584. We'll link you up with Carla Davidson. Carla, thank you very much for coming out. We have exhausted time. We already on 1 hour 20 minutes. Thank you very much for coming out. You do the evening is evening time on your side there, but here in South Africa is just is 25 minutes after 1 o'clock. Thank you very much. Regards to everyone in Taiwan, regards to everyone in Asia, and regards to everyone in Highland. God bless you, very good. See you sometime. Keep well. God bless you. See you again for now. To everyone, this is the end to this show. Thank you very much for coming out. Thank you, everyone joining us. We're going to call it a day. Join us again on top of the hour, as I will be hosting one of our very own in studio again. She's coming all the way from Europe. She will be on this broadcast. We'll be having conversation about a life achievement. A story is to help you. I've listened to her so many times. A story is phenomenal, and it's going to be a lovely time. An exclusive program as well. Join that program. We will see you on top of the hour. God bless you. I remain yours, Oludare Oluson Joshua. God bless everyone joining this broadcast. Enjoy the rest. Let me give you a bit of beat. Let's dance to that. And some beats from Africa. Femi Koya. Femi Koya is one of the great artists as well. Continent. Let me put Femi Koya onto the spotlight to enjoy the program as putting it to close. Enjoy some beats from Africa. Africa is a blessed land. Africa is a blessed continent. World is a beautiful place. Thank you, everyone. The more we do it together, the more the world become a global village, the more we grow together. We are because you are. That's Ubuntu. Forget the color of our screen. We are human beings, and that is the first thing, and that is what we appreciate. God bless everyone. We love you all. Rosna, thank you very much. I can see some comments coming through. Thank you very much. Roslanda, sorry about the pronunciation. Thank you very much. Keep sharing it. Keep loving it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you, Rick. Koya, all the way from Africa. Thank you and the rest of your day. God bless you. Roslanda, God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy this music from us. Bye for now.
Baba,